Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday. My name is Jaime Morales, and today we're going to be sharing information about Omega Pro. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this video really quick, and we're going to get right into it. My name is Jaime Morales, and I live in California, born and raised in Southern California. I did spend some years of my life down in Central America in Guatemala. My mom, due to her economic conditions back when I was 6 months old, she made a decision to move us out there, and I was okay with that because I didn't have a choice, So when you don't have a choice as a kid, you go where your parents are going. So I ended up in Guatemala. I went to school over there. I learned how to speak Spanish. I learned how to write Spanish, read Spanish before I even spoke English. But in 1986, we made a move back here to California, and I've been here ever since. So today, 20 years after I started my career, it is my privilege and my great pleasure to be able to share with you guys information about Omega Pro. I started this career out of necessity. Back in 2001, I was a construction worker. I was an electrician. And here's what I can tell you about being in construction. It's a lot of fun because you get to travel a lot. However, what's not fun is waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, going to work, getting dirty all day, coming home tired, too tired to play with your kids. And I was only 25 years old when I completely burnt out. However, I needed to do that. That's the only thing that I could do. Why? Because I never graduated high school. I don't have a high school diploma. I don't have any general education. So I saw myself forced to stay in a job that I didn't like because it was the best paying job for somebody like myself. But back in 2001, I don't know if you guys remember when 9/11 happened in the United States. The construction industry took a dump. The construction industry went very slow. They laid off thousands of people around the US. I was one of them. That was the first time in my whole career in construction that I was ever laid off. I felt like I was rejected. I felt so sad. I had a little bit of money saved up, which was what I planned to live on until they called us back. I thought it was only going to be a matter of weeks. It turned out to be a matter of months. And I used up all my savings, and I was running low. I was running very low when Christmas of 2001 came around. Quite frankly, I wasn't even concerned about Christmas. I was concerned more with what am I going to do to pay the rent in January. And that's where I found myself. That's where I found myself. It reminds me a lot of what we went through this year. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, a lot of not knowing what was going on in your own economy, how much was politically driven, how much was real. Same exact feeling. So back in 2001, in December 30th, a friend of mine, he was dating my sister. He came over my house and he shared with me information about this powerful industry of marketing. And it made sense to me. However, I didn't have the money to get started, so he kind of talked my sister into loaning me the money. I remember it was $249 to get started. I got started with the promise that I was going to pay my sister back in 3 months. As it turns out, it took me 6 months to earn my first dime in marketing. I felt like such a loser. I said, man, I need to just go back to construction and stick to what I was doing. However, the bug was planted in me. I fell in love with this industry. I fell in love with the possibility, the dream of being able to build an organization, build a sales force for a company, and being able to get paid over and over and over again using the efforts of a lot of people. So, I just stuck it out. I was too dumb to quit, and thank God for that, because why? It took me maybe about 3 years to figure out this industry. Ever since then, we've been full time. And I can tell you one thing, this industry has completely changed my life. It took a high school dropout like myself, and it's helped me to earn a little bit over $7 million by the grace of God, honestly, because it's not really my talent. Sometimes the T in timing is better than the T in talent. And that's where I found myself. I found myself, in an industry that was destined to be great. I think the more we look at the way the economy is shifting, the way the money is shifting, we can understand now the importance of having multiple streams of income. When before it was a luxury, today is a necessity. I really don't know anyone personally, and I'll ask you the same question. Do you know anyone personally who is currently working at the first company where they started working? And those days are over. I think those days died with my grandfather. Back in the day, it wasn't too rare to see somebody get started with GM or Ford and work there 40, 50 years and retire with a gold watch. Today, on average, a person shifts career every 5 years. So can you imagine the uncertainty of being a head of a household, knowing that you have to provide for your family, but with the uncertainty of the economy and everything else that's going around? My opinion is, if you're not building a home-based business, you're missing the boat. So this evening, for most of you guys, in Nigeria and London, we're going to discuss Omega Pro. We're going to talk about the numbers. We're going to talk about the product. We're going to talk about the opportunity. Hopefully, we'll be able to answer some questions for you guys if you guys are on the Zoom room over here. But quite frankly, I just want to be 100% transparent. There is no business opportunity in the world right now better than Omega Pro. After 20 years of experience, 14 years in traditional marketing, the last 6 years in digital marketing, I can tell you that I've seen it all. I've turned over every rock looking for a perfect opportunity. Now, although there's nothing perfect in this world, I can tell you that Omega Pro is the closest thing that we have to perfection in this business. And we owe that to a few things that we're going to be talking about this evening. The first thing is the Forex market. I think we were very fortunate that the ownership of Omega Pro decided to get this hub, this financial hub, started in a very much regulated and stable market that is the Forex market. Now, I learned about the Forex market back in 2015. I even tried to go in there and become a trader myself, finding out after 2 weeks, number one, it's not my passion. Number two, I don't know what the heck I'm doing in the trading industry. But what I wanted to do was participate in the market. I wanted to find a company that will provide a service for me where, without me having to go out there and become a professional trader, which we know it can cost thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of experience, where I can just leverage somebody's product. And that's exactly what Omega Pro did. Omega Pro took a very complex marketplace and they made it very simple for all of us to be able to participate. Now, the Forex market is regulated because it has to do with money. So anytime that money moves around, we can rest assured that the governments all over the world have their eyes on the money. So it's heavily regulated. It's very difficult for a company to be able to get licenses and registrations and to be able to operate a private fund like the way Omega Pro is doing. Now, Omega Pro is not a brand new company. We're not in pre-launch at the moment. We're already 2 years old. So Omega Pro is a very stable company. They have a stable management. We're working in a stable field in the Forex market. And we're working with regulations, meaning, for us as consumers, there's laws that protect us. That's a very good thing. Now, let's talk a little bit about the corporate team, the ownership of Omega Pro. I was introduced to this opportunity by one of the owners, Mr. Mike Sims, a legend in the marketing industry. And I only knew him as a marketer. I didn't know anything about him past that. But as it turns out, this gentleman here was already operating in the Forex market. He had a team of people who he was using to be able to operate in the market and move and help grow a fund that he was managing for different athletes, different actors, actresses. And, so he already knew something about the Forex market. When he met Mr. Andreas Sakas, who is our CEO, a gentleman who, in my opinion, is a mathematical genius. He's our CEO, and this gentleman here has been spoken about and written about pretty much in every major publication around the world, including Forbes magazine, including the London Daily Post and the New York Daily News. This gentleman here is not in marketing. This gentleman here is a banker. This gentleman here is a mathematical genius, and he's the brainchild. He's the brain behind this operation. The reason why we're here this evening is because Andreas Sakas had a vision a long time ago with his good friend Dilawar Singh. They wanted to work together. Mr. Andreas Sakas being very knowledgeable in the banking world, Mr. Dilawar Singh being knowledgeable in the marketing world. They wanted to bring a solution out into the marketplace. I think Mr. Dilawar Singh, he's seen just about everything in this industry, and he knew that something new needed to come out, something fresh, something solid, and something real, because the marketplace was demanding that. Now, in these conversations, the name of Mike Sims came out. They met up, they became business partners, and here we are today talking about Omega Pro. Now, Mike Sims brought something to the table that was very important to this operation, and that was the traders. Mike Sims brought the team of traders that he had already established a relationship with. He had already been working with them, and that gave birth to this amazing opportunity that we have here today. Now, Mr. Mike Sims, as well as Mr. Andreas Sakas and Mr. Dilawar Singh, they own the company. But they needed one more piece for the puzzle to be complete. Someone who can take the information from corporate and take it out into the field. And in Latin America, that person is Mr. Juan Carlos Reynoso. He's a general manager for all of Latin America. I work under his direct supervision, his direct leadership. And I'm very proud to say that this gentleman, being a Latin American gentleman, he's been not only invited to the White House several times to talk about the economy. He was the manager for the oldest bank in the United States by the name of Wells Fargo. He was a manager for one of the biggest mobile companies in the U.S. by the name of Verizon Wireless. So now we had a complete corporate team, a corporate team that, you know, number one is established, number two is public, number three is written about and spoken about in very high regards. The integrity level and the amount of character that this group of people have is really second to none. If anything helped me make a decision faster in OMEGAPRO was the fact that this corporate team really stood out as, you know what, like we can put this corporate team alongside any corporate team in the industry, and I will put my money on our corporate team. We have very good people running this company, and that's the reason why, you know, there's over 165,000 members around the world who are raving fans of the product and the services that OMEGAPRO is bringing to the marketplace. Let's talk a little bit more about the Forex market. We're going to talk about the brokers. We're going to talk about the regulations. We're going to talk about the size of the market. Let's talk a little bit about why is this marketplace so stable? One of the main reasons is because the value of the currency really doesn't change much. You know, yesterday the dollar was worth right around 100 cents. Tomorrow the dollar is going to be worth right around 100 cents. The euro, same thing. The British pound, same thing. The Japanese yen, same thing. So the currency maintains its value. So we're not working in a marketplace where the currencies change in value so much that it won't allow the company to operate. Now, one of the things that I learned about the Forex market is that it's not a new market. It's been around for almost 100 years. Now, imagine being able to participate in a marketplace of almost 100 years without you having to go out there and spend thousands of dollars in education and thousands of hours in trial and error for you to be able to finally make money from a marketplace that has already made a lot of people money over the course of the last 100 years. Now, the marketplace is the marketplace with the largest liquidity. The transactions in the marketplace are done daily. The profits are taken out daily. The volume that is moved in the Forex marketplace is really bigger than anything else you and I have ever seen. Almost $6 trillion a day moves through this market. Now, that's more volume than the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ combined on a daily basis. So imagine that. Imagine having the opportunity to participate in a marketplace that big and really being able to leverage the knowledge of somebody else, the experience of somebody else, the paid education of somebody else, and being able to participate in a very passive autopilot type of mode for you to be able to make money without taking on all the stress yourself, without taking on all that responsibility of making the right moves yourself. Now, one of the things that I love about our corporate team is that not only do they have experienced traders, but they have top of the line technology like artificial intelligence to empower our traders to be able to have the best chance for them to be able to pick the winning pairs and to make money for this fund in the Forex marketplace. Now, this artificial intelligence is used to analyze the market, find tendencies, and give our traders the best probability of winning in the marketplace. Now, let's talk a little bit about our traders. Like I mentioned, they had a relationship with Mr. Mike Sims. Ever since the company launched, they exclusively work alongside OMEGAPRO, including the strategy. Everything is under contract with them. They're monitored 24 hours a day, and the probability of them making a trade that is profitable is higher than the probability of you and I making a trade that is profitable. This is what they do for a living. So imagine if you were a basketball player and they paid you to make free throws, and instead of you having to take the shot, you can call in somebody like a Michael Jordan in his prime and make that shot, or somebody like a LeBron James in his prime and make that shot. But you still get paid the contract money. That's exactly what we have here. We're able to leverage very experienced people and their knowledge, and we're able to make money from that. Now, let's talk a little bit about the transparency of the company. OMEGAPRO gives everyone access to the numbers, not only for your own account, but for the entire numbers of the entire company. So you're able to access things like, what were their winning trades yesterday? What were their losing trades yesterday? What has been their average gain month to month since it started in October of 2018? Now, if you were to take every single month and their profits every single month, and you were to add them all up, and you were to divide them by 24 months, which is the amount of months that OMEGAPRO has been operating, the number that you will get as an average is 17%, which is really not a very high number. If you go out there and you interview other traders, professional traders, there's a lot of traders that will tell you that you can very comfortably make 20 to 25% a month. Now, OMEGAPRO right now is averaging about 17% a month in profits. Now, that number is very important to you, especially if you're a guest tonight. Why? Because now you'll have a number that you'll be able to compare to what the product is offering the marketplace. Because if the company was offering 30% a month and they're only earning 17% a month, there's already a problem there, as you can imagine. Now, having that number gives us access to be able, or it gives us the ability to make better decisions based on real raw numbers that are every single day. Those numbers are alive, meaning today it may be 17%, tomorrow may be 17.5, the next day may be 16. It all depends on how the money is being generated in OMEGAPRO. So just remember that number as we continue with our presentation. These are our trading packs. Every trading pack goes for 16 months. During those 16 months, you'll have different options on the way that you can manage your account. The best way to manage your account is to allow OMEGAPRO to use compound interest on your account, meaning whatever they earn with your money during the days of trading during the month, allow OMEGAPRO to add that money to your capital and begin trading the second month with a larger amount. Now, if you allow them to do that over the next 16 months, the returns for you are going to be amazing, but that choice is 100% yours since this is your money. Now, you can also withdraw your earnings every single month and just work on just simple interest, and that's 100% your choice. Now, let's talk a little bit about the value or the pricing on these packages. Now, every package, we have to pay a $29 activation fee. That's profit for the company. That's not monthly. That's the first time that you activate your account, you pay $29, and then you select how much money you want to put to work in a marketplace. Now, we have smaller packs for those for those of us who are just getting started in this industry and we want to just put our little toe in the water first. We have packs from $100, $500, $1,000. Then we have packs for more experienced people that have already experienced the thrill of victory when it comes to making money from a digital product. We have packages that go from $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000. And we also have VIP packages for those investors that understand that this industry, this marketplace is too big to pass up. So we have packages from $15,000, $25,000, $50,000, and all of them they all run for 16 months. Now let's talk a little bit about the product with OMEGAPRO. Now this is the product. This is what OMEGAPRO is offering you and I as consumers. The first thing that they're offering you is that you're going to be able to see your daily operations every single day. Win, lose, or draw, you'll be able to see that directly from your back office. Another thing that they're offering us is that as long as you have the minimum withdrawal, you'll be able to withdraw daily. The next thing that they're offering us is 8 to 11% interest on top of our capital on a month-to-month basis for 16 months. Now, how does that work? I'm just going to give you an example. That doesn't mean that this package is the best package. I'm just going to give you an example because of the round numbers. Let's just say today I saw the information and I made a decision to purchase the $1,000 investment pack. So I activate my account. I pay the $29. I activate my $1,000 account. The account begins to trade. And let's just say after my first 30 days, OMEGAPRO was able to generate 10% on my money. So I had $1,000. 10% of $1,000 is $100. So at that point, here's my choice. Do I allow OMEGAPRO to add the $100 to my $1,000 and start the second month with $1,100? Or do I withdraw my $100? That choice is yours. Now, if you allow OMEGAPRO to add that interest to your capital over the course of the next 16 months, you're going to end up with an account of 300%, whatever you activated it with. So in this example, I started the account with $1,000. After 16 months, I would have an account with $3,000. At that point, I can withdraw all $3,000. That would be $1,000. That was my investment, and $2,000 That was my profit over the next 16 months. If I decide not to allow OMEGAPRO to use compound interest, and every single month I would draw my earnings, obviously you would never get to 300%. Why? Because you're actually subtracting capital from your capital. So you're subtracting the winnings from your capital. So let me just give you an example of what would happen if you would draw every single month. Let's just say I activate my account with $1,000. After the first month, it generates $100 profit. I would draw it. I go into the second month. I start operating with $1,000. After my second month, I would draw my profits. Let's just say it generated 11%, $110. I would draw that. The third month, I start with $1,000. Let's just say it generated me 8%. So it's $80. I would draw that. If I do that over the course of the next 16 months, I go home with about 160%. That includes 100%, that's my capital, and 60%, that would be like my profit. So although that's even better than any other bank would even offer us, it's not 300%. So those are the two choices that you have to make when you purchase a product from OMEGAPRO. What do you do with your money? Do you allow it to work for you, or do you just withdraw every single month and take a less profit, but in a more secure way for yourself, something that makes you feel safe? Or do you just say, you know what, these 16 months are going to go by anyways. I'm going to put those $1,000 and I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. And I'm going to get the best experience out of OMEGAPRO. Now, here's where I had some questions. And this is where I would love not only to just share what is our PowerPoint, but also share our calculator. I wanted to find out just how real the possibility was for OMEGAPRO to be able to generate 300% for myself and for them to still have winnings, for them to still have a profit. So what I want to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and share my calculator at the moment. And we're going to go ahead and do the numbers. Now, here's my calculator. One of the smartest things that I've ever heard anyone say was what Mr. Andrea Saka shared with me the first time that I ever had a conversation with him. He said, Jaime, if you're ever in a presentation that has to do with money, and the presenter can't pull up a calculator and prove his point with a calculator, don't do business with them, because that means that the numbers just don't add up. So, you know, we're going to use this calculator. We're going to run it for 16 months, and let's just see what happens with our activation in OMEGAPRO. Now, when you activate any package with OMEGAPRO, 70% of that activation goes towards the Forex market. The other 30% goes towards company admin, paying commissions, and things of that nature. So in the example that we used, $1,000 activation, 70% of that would be $700, goes towards the Forex market. That's what's going to be trading. This made it even more complex for me, because now I had to find a way, or find how were they operating, that they were taking 70% of my activation and they were working that for 16 months and still making a profit for the company, while still fulfilling their promise to me of 300% of my $1,000 activation. So the numbers were just going crazy in my head. So we're gonna run this exercise based on the 17% profit that the company is averaging every single month. Now we're gonna multiply 700 times capital and 17% on a monthly basis. Now after the first month, those $700, OMEGAPRO was able to work them. And guess what? They turned into 819. That's month number 1. Month number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. After 16 months, here's what happened with OMEGAPRO. They took 70% of your activation and they were able to turn $700 into 8,631. What is their promise to us as a consumer? That out of these 8,631, 3,000 come my way. So I subtract $3,000 from these 8,631, and that leaves a company with a profit of $5,631. They made more than me, but me as a consumer, I'm extremely happy, because no one else in this world is going to give me a 200% profit plus my capital after only 16 months. As a matter of fact, we're very lucky if we deposit money into the bank and come back in 16 months and find that the money is still complete. So because of that, we have a product here that without the need of anyone else getting recruited, without the need of any new customers coming into the company is able to fulfill their promise of value to our customers. Now that we know that the numbers work for the company and for the customer, and we know that 30% of our activation goes towards paying commissions, and as a customer, I really don't care. Why? Because I got what I came here to get, which was 300%, including my capital. So let's go back to our presentation. And we're going to continue to talk. Let me just turn off my camera here because I get camera shy a little bit. We're going to continue to talk about OMEGAPRO as a company and the reason why it was easy for me to make this decision. The owners of OMEGAPRO, they own a bank called OMP Money. Now, why is that important to me and you? Because that spells confidence. That spells security. Why? Because the FCA, that if you're in the UK, you understand who the FCA is, but the FCA is the highest regulation authority in the UK when it comes to banking. So prior to them handing out any licenses to anyone to open up a bank, I'm pretty sure that they go through everybody's entire life. What did you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 years ago? So once they investigated the ownership of OMEGAPRO, they investigated their bank accounts, they investigated their businesses, including OMEGAPRO. They investigated what products they're taking out to the marketplace. They investigated their backgrounds, their intentions. They investigated everything, and the FCA ruled to give the owners of OMEGAPRO licensing and registrations for them to be able to operate as a bank. Now, that to me, as a consumer, as a customer of OMEGAPRO, gives me a huge amount of relief. Why? Because I know that our owners are doing it the right way, that they know what they're doing, and I can trust the fact that they know how money works. And not only to mention that Mr. Andreas Sakas and his relationships around the world in the banking world really help us out in the long run. Now, let's talk a little bit about another brand that also had to do their share of investigating of OMEGAPRO, and that's MasterCard. MasterCard, they have their own division, their own attorneys, and before they do business with any company, they also have to find out what are the intentions, what is the business all about, who are these people, how much money do they have, what are their businesses, what products are they bringing out into the marketplace. And after doing all of that research, MasterCard also decides to do business with the owners of OMEGAPRO, allowing the owners of OMEGAPRO to use the MasterCard logo on all of their debit cards for OMP Money, our bank. Now, that right there, if you're a brand new guest, if you're here taking a look, trying to figure out, man, how much can I trust this company? If MasterCard and the FCA were able to trust this company, I can assure you, you can trust the company as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about the second part of our presentation. For the same $29 that we paid in order to have access to the product, those same $29 also gives us access to the business model that OMEGAPRO is launching into the world. The owners of OMEGAPRO, and really thanks to Mr. Dilawar Singh and Mr. Mike Sims, they understand the power of leverage, the power of word of mouth advertising, because they can easily just say, hey, Tiger Woods. Well, not really Tiger Woods because he's not that good anymore. But let's say, hey, LeBron James, why don't you get on camera for 30 seconds and tell everybody to be our customer and pay him millions of dollars. But in reality, if my mom watches a commercial and LeBron James is trying to sell financial services, she's not going to buy it. But if I call her only child, and I tell her, Mom, listen, I'm doing business with this company and they have a great product, would you at least take a look? That leverage of relationship leverage, that opens doors for OMEGAPRO. So the same millions of dollars that they would have to pay LeBron James and other artists and actors around the world to be able to promote these services, instead of doing that, they just allocated that money towards a compensation plan and gave us an opportunity. Now, if you're looking for an opportunity, if for whatever reason this pandemic year has affected your income, has affected your finances, you found the right home. We have state-of-the-art technology. We have proven leadership. We have people that have been featured in Forbes magazine leading the company. I don't know much about Forbes, but I know there's one prerequisite for you to be on Forbes. You have to have a lot of money. So, you know, being able to associate and being in business with people that are already at that level just pushes us to become even better. Now, these bonuses that I'm going to share with you right now, they're separate from anything that you're going to earn in the marketplace. What you're going to earn in the marketplace, that's our product. What you would earn here with this compensation plan, that's 100% in correlation with your efforts, your work ethic, your experience, your ability, and your willingness to be taught. Now, let's talk a little bit about these bonuses. The first bonus, very simple. Whatever product you sell, you're going to make a 7% commission. If you sell me the $1,000 pack, the example that we used earlier, 7% of $1,000 is $70. These commissions are paid out weekly. So production is Monday through Sunday, and we get paid that following day. Now, there's no limit to how many contracts or how many products you can sell with OMEGAPRO. You can sell one a day, one a week. We have people throughout Latin America that, quite frankly, were able to go full time just selling this product. Now, for those of us who understand leverage, Omega Pro also understands that when you're leading, that requires sacrifice of time. And because of that, they put a bonus place in place for us to be able to earn money while we're leading. Now, how does it work? In Omega Pro, you're able to build two sales forces, two organizations that bring production to the company. So between your efforts and the efforts of everyone on your team, you'll be able to bring production to the company. Now, it is your job as a leader to make sure that they know how to do this, that they have the training, that they have the abilities, that they have the motivation to go out there and do this. Now, because of that, Omega Pro pays the leadership for all that extra effort, because it's one thing going out there and marketing these services. Another thing is getting a large group of people to follow a few simple steps over a long period of time, which is the key to our business. That takes a different level of commitment. So because of that, Omega Pro wants to make sure that you get rewarded for that effort. Now, usually during the week of production, one of your two teams is going to do less production than the other. Let's just say, as an example, my big team did $100,000 in sales for the company, but my smaller team only did $20,000 in sales for the company throughout the week. The 10% bonus goes on the smallest of my two teams. So if my team sold $20,000 in production for the company, 10% of $20,000 would be a $2,000 commission for myself. Now, these bonuses are also paid out every single week. Production runs Monday through Sunday. You get paid that following day. Now, the leadership pool. And Omega Pro understands that leadership makes everything go. Everything rises and everything falls on leadership. So they want to make sure that our leadership is strong. Because of that, they do a few things that I'm going to go over here in the next few slides. Number one, they ask us to make a long-term commitment. You know, every time that I look at this compensation plan with 20 years of experience, I still understand that it's going to take me a couple of years to get to where I want to get with Omega Pro. That mentally gets me to commit long-term. Now, the second thing that they do is that they allocate 3% of the company profit during the whole month, and they divide them up into 3 different leadership pools. In the first leadership pool, when you get to the rank to qualify for that pool, you'll be able to access that bonus, where you're going to be able to divide 1% of the company profit among every other leader that has made it to that pool. When you move from that pool to the second pool, guess what happens? There's less people qualified because the production is higher. So at that point, you're dividing up 1% of company profits with less people. That means a bigger chunk of the cake for you. When you get to the third pool, there's only 9 people worldwide at this moment that are dividing up 1% of company profits every single month amongst themselves. Now, because this bonus is monthly, that means that if you stayed qualified, you remain qualified to earn a portion of these profits. Now, why is that important? Because right now we're 165,000 members strong, which is a good number, but is nowhere near where we're going to be in 2 years, 3 years. So the 3% that we're talking about is going to continue to grow because more and more people are finding out that we even exist. That means that your piece of the pie gets even bigger and bigger because the production is bigger and the profits are bigger and these pools get bigger and bigger. Now, this next bonus is my favorite bonus of them all. This is what I call my financial freedom bonus. This bonus is one that I really do need to understand. Let me just take this sip of water. This bonus works on a 70-30 rule. So 70% of all of our earnings in building our business, we get to withdraw that same week and have that money that same week. 30% of what we earn goes into a different trading wallet, and without charging you any more money, Omega Pro trades it another year. And this time they're going to pay you 10% on the value of that wallet for the next 12 months. So if in this example, they share, okay, this week you earned $1,000 in your Omega Pro business. 70% of that, $700, you have access to it right away to withdraw it and put it in your pocket. The other $300 goes into a different trading wallet, and you're going to earn 10% of that wallet for the next 12 months. You deposited $300 into that wallet. Every single month, you're going to receive $30, which is 10% of 300 for 12 months. Do the math. 30 times 12 is $360. You started off your wallet with 300. You ended up with 360. That's a 20% increase without charging us any additional fees. But what I love most about this bonus is that there's no limit to how much you can grow this wallet to. Even if it takes you 10 years, 15 years to get this wallet to $3 million, $4 million in the wallet overall, imagine getting a deposit every single month of 10% of that, $400,000, $500,000 every single month, without touching what you're making from the Forex product, without touching what you're making from the compensation plan or any other product that Omega Pro is getting ready to launch. Now, this to me spells out freedom all day long. Now, one of the most important things to Omega Pro is the leadership. In order to be able to participate from these incentives, you have to have at least an account of minimum $500 value. Now, once you have that and you begin to build, you're able to participate of different incentives that the company gives us for us to be able to remain motivated, remain focused, and continue to help out people. Now, Omega Pro understands that the most important thing is our thought pattern, our train of thought. Because of that, they were able to partner up with the most respected leadership academy in the world, the John C. Maxwell Leadership Academy. And once you start climbing ranks, what happens is that you're able to access these trainings absolutely free and be able to get certified by a recognized institution like the John C. Maxwell Leadership Academy. Now, I'm going to touch on every single rank. I'm going to touch on two things. I'm going to touch on average earnings of every single rank, and also what is the perk or what is the prize that you would earn if you get, what's the incentive that you will receive if you reach this goal. Now, let's talk a little bit about the first rank. The first rank is the rank of associate. Most people do this their first 7 days. Most people do this the first 7 days. It's not a lot of volume. It's, you know, a total of $1,000 in volume that you have to bring to the company in a 30-day calendar month. That's not a lot. And what the perk is you're going to get recognized throughout all of social media. Anywhere where Omega Pro has an official page, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is, you're going to get recognized with your picture and your achievement. This is a picture that you can share on your profile and allow your friends and family to be able to also celebrate with you the fact that you're launching a new career and that it's already going well for you. Now, why is recognition so important? They say that babies cry for it and soldiers die for it. Recognition is so important because in a regular traditional job, most people never get recognized unless they show up late or unless they do something wrong. In Omega Pro, we want to make sure that we're building people up. So the second rank is the rank of builder. The average earnings for a builder is between $600 to $1,000 a month. And the perk here is that you're going to be invited to participate in the first certification from John C. Maxwell. The next rank is the rank of silver. Average earnings for a silver, $1,600 or $2,000 a month. And the perk here is two ways. One, you get access to the first leadership pool. And two, you get a trip. Last year was to Colombia, where you were able to spend time with owners and traders and bankers and the rest of the leaders that also qualified. Now, this helps you in two ways. One, it helps your belief level. When you're able to shake the ownership's hand, when you're able to take pictures with people that have been on Forbes, when you're able to meet other people that, like yourself, are working this business on a very serious basis, that builds your belief system. But it does another thing too. It helps your marketing. Because when you're able to take pictures with all these people and you post them up on your social media, people are going to begin to get curious. What is this person doing? Why are they traveling to Colombia? Why are they traveling to Cancun? Why are they on another cruise? And that's the reason why incentive trips just plain and simply, they just work. The next rank is the rank of gold. When you get to gold, the average earnings for a gold is $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Most people are able to go full time when they reach the rank of gold. But you also receive a brand new laptop, a brand new MacBook Air. Now imagine being able to get a tool, which is the laptop, and make money with this tool. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. This computer that I'm using right now is one of those MacBook Airs. Now, the next rank is the rank of platinum. At the rank of platinum, the average earnings is between $6,000 to $10,000 a month. Here you get two perks. The first one is access to the second leadership pool and a different trip. This trip is to the other side of the world, or maybe if you're on that side of the world, in your side of the world, but it's a trip to Dubai for you to be able to spend time with leadership, ownership, and also field leadership as well. The next rank is the rank of diamond. Average earnings for a diamond is between $16,000 or $20,000 a month. And the perk here is a brand new watch, $5,000 or $6,000 in value. Hey, I don't wear a watch, but I'll take that watch. Why not? Now let's talk a little bit about the next rank, the rank of blue diamond. Average earnings for a blue diamond, $40,000 a month plus. And the perk for a blue diamond is the third leadership pool and $100,000 cash. Now, I am a firm believer that cash is still king. So when you get a chance to get a bonus that is $100,000 in cash, and you're able to use that to finish off paying whatever you need to pay, probably do an incentive for your team, probably recognize your team and take them out to a nice dinner, celebrate with your team, and it's all on the company's dime, take the money. Now, the next rank is the rank of black diamond. Average earnings for a black diamond is well over $1 million a year, about $100,000 a month plus. And the perk here is the keys to a brand new Ferrari. I have 6 kids. We don't fit in a Ferrari. Guess what? I'm taking the Ferrari. Now, the last rank is the rank of crown diamond. Average earnings for a crown diamond is a whole lot of money, over $200,000 every single month. And the perk here, you have 2 perks. One is a diamond ring, and 2 is the keys to a brand new Lamborghini Aventador. And you already know I'm taking the Lamborghini. Now, this is our presentation. And really what I would like to end this presentation with is this. In a world that is constantly changing, being able to be part of something so big before it gets big, it's a big deal. The T in timing is bigger than the T in talent. Right now, you're looking at something that's going to be huge before it gets huge. We're entering that sweet spot. In marketing, there's a sweet spot. They say that when a company it has between 100,000 and 200,000 members, that is really the legacy positions. Those are the positions that once the company goes into full-blown momentum, those are the people that become legendary, the people like that you hear about in books and things like that. And right now we're at 165,000 strong. You're looking at a baby that's about to be a huge adult, powerful adult. And I'm inviting you to take part of this. The person who invited you to watch this presentation is a person who believes that you would be perfect for this business, either because you've already done this type of business before, whether you failed or succeeded, it really doesn't matter. This is a brand new opportunity. So bring your enthusiasm and bring a clean whiteboard in your head of how it is that we build this business. Now, here's what I can promise you. I can't promise you crown diamond. I don't know if you'll be able to work as much as you need to work in order to get to crown diamond. I can't promise you blue diamond, black diamond. I can't even promise you platinum or diamond. What I can tell you, though, is that for the last 20 years, we've helped people from all over the world in different cultures and different languages to be able to earn $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Thousands of people, over 10,000 people in the last 20 years in my organization that have gone out there and gone full-time with this industry. And we have a system that we've been using ever since day one, where you can follow the simple proven steps. And over the course of the next 6 to 9 months, you can very easily get to the rank of gold. Now, I'm not sure exactly where you're watching me from today, but what would it mean to you to be able to add an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month to your household? They say that the middle class is disappearing. Pretty soon we'll have the mega rich and the mega poor, and the middle class will be gone. So we have an opportunity to be able to help that middle class to make a move. I was listening to a trainer this morning, and he was saying that the average earnings in Latin America is about $500 a month. Imagine being able to help families all around the globe to earn $3,000 to $5,000 a month, working 10 to 15 hours a week over the course of the next 6 to 9 months, with a proven system, with a proven team, with a proven leadership, with proven ownership, where the numbers match on the calculator. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge opportunity ahead of us, and I'm inviting you to be a part of this opportunity. Again, my name is Jaime Morales. I'm out of California. I look forward to serving this community. Tomorrow we'll be doing another presentation. No, tomorrow's Saturday. Monday we'll be back on, and we'll be doing another presentation, same time, same channel. If you're on Zoom, same Zoom link, same password. If you're on our Facebook group, same live. As soon as the live starts, tag people that you want to share this information with, and I'll be more than happy to serve this community. I want to thank you guys so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Goodbye.